Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Glasses podcast. Let's try bringing in Dave. It's been an interesting day as we try to get things figured out. Technically, everything trying to come together. Realizing maybe I should have chat open. Yeah, how's everyone doing out there? I hope everyone's having a good time, and I'm trying to get Dave on the line here. Yeah. Hello, Vladdy. How's it going today? And let's see here. We had a bit of a, I won't say a snafu, but we had a bit of a situation in trying to get things set up, but it's fine. We're persevering. Let's try that one more time. Hearing Skype stuff in the background. Doing good downloading Mass Effect on the Xbox. Nice. I was playing Mass Effect 2 over the weekend, and I've been trying to do a Insanity playthrough, and I don't think that's gonna go. Let's see here. Gonna need extra time. Of course, the internet blinked, and getting the setup restarted. So, Dave is getting things set there. I don't really want to dive into the news that we've got, but of course, Ixnay on the Extrum Spay. We won't mention that at all when when they join in. Dan, if you're watching while we get this set up, sorry for even pig Latining it there, but figure we'll keep this here until Dave is able to give me a buzz and let me know that he's good to go. Let's see how much I can just verbally go on. As he's getting that set up, I guess I'll mention that the Citadel, because we are going remotely tonight, I'm taking the opportunity to keep working on, let's see here. Dan is messaging me separately saying it might be a few minutes. And apparently it's because Tom is working on some wiring for the internet there. The studio is still coming together. It wasn't confirmed until about 3:30 today that we were going to be going remotely. So, let's see here. I do kind of want to wait till Dave is here to start talking about the topics that I've brought to the table on old-fashioned paper, because I'm like that. Hopefully won't take too long. I suppose, though, I kind of like, I can bring up excited to hear this. Oh, okay. I'll talk about this. The store's doing well. Yeah, so the move has been completed into the new location. I stopped in there over the weekend, and it looks fantastic. I really hope that maybe like this weekend I get the chance to kind of go in there with a camera and just do a quick visual tour so that we can show you guys what the storefront looks like, maybe show you what the studio is shaping up to be, depending on how much Dan lets us get into that. But the storefront, Insane Games in Wilton Mall, we've now moved. We are where Victoria's Secret used to be. It's more or less dead center in the mall. So whichever door you want to go in, we're going to be about equidistant. So choose your entrance for however much you like, and we'll be right there. Again, right in the middle of that big hallway in the mall. Realizing my stuff is slightly off center, we're gonna take Dave's name and just kind of swing that over there. Yeah. So the new location looks great, even considering just the retail space. There's so much space. I've worked at I've seen the store over so many various locations, and even when they were in kind of the Northway Plaza in Queensbury, I feel like the spot seems bigger than that. It might not be, but it has that feel. I'm really excited for the store space and obviously for the studio as well. People have been kind of setting up their individual studio areas. I realized that I need to get a whole lot more stuff for Citadel. When I get the chance to stop in while Dave's there, we're going to set up Nerd Glasses. It's really exciting seeing that coming together. It's like, I need to message Dave, and it's like, I can't have someone just start talking. Here's an idea. I will call the man, and it will be audio only until we're able to set up Skype. If that works. If this is fine. We're just hearing so many results, like so many sound effects of how we stay connected in our modern world. Phones, Skype, pretty sure I'll try to... No, he's not picking up, Demon Dragon. Well spotted. Oh, gosh.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Well, that was an attempt. Hell, I don't want to start covering topics before he's here, but I'm not sure exactly how long this is going to take. So, yeah, the store's looking great. Unfortunately, like, if I could, I would just totally fill time by showing video there. I should have shot some over the weekend when I was there. I'll do so this upcoming week. Yeah, so I guess I'll start off talking a little bit about what Twitch has been doing, and I can catch Dave up when he gets here. None of this is really surprising, although definitely I want to hear what he will have to say about it. So, something that we've been doing weekly, of course, is Twitch bans. And when it started out, it was, like, interesting stuff. Who was banned from Twitch this week? And usually it's, oh, well, this person did this awful thing. Haha, what a moron. Now they're banned for it. Or, wow, there was this kind of gray area thing. Like the person that was banned for not enough service for a phone call, but back up in less than 10 minutes, he says. Okay, gonna talk Twitch. And we'll recap you. You ever do that? Just talk out loud as you're texting someone because you have other people around you. You have an audience. It's like, how fast can I type and talk at the same time? When you get in. Alright. Anyway. Twitch bans used to be interesting. Twitch bans used to be this, hey, here's something fascinating going on. Here's when the person called out a pet mill or a puppy mill. A kitten mill kind of thing. And then they were banned for that. So, like, it was interesting. And right now, like, the past month has just been, well, this person was banned because of DMCA. And sure enough, this week, Moxie was banned because of DMCA. And it was a perma-ban. This is someone who has been on the platform for years. They're a partner, which doesn't mean as much as it used to, but still, like, they're a full partner, and they got banned. Like, he said on Twitter that he had already gotten 2 strikes from it. I think 1 from an already deleted video, and then the 3rd one came through and he was banned. And, you know, he put out the call, was like, what the hell? Community got involved, and as of today has been reinstated. Did a short Among Us stream to say, yay, I'm back. It's been reversed, but just Twitch has done an awful job of working with streamers on the DMCA fallout. Make sure I keep my notifications cleared here. So actually, I'm just going to turn on my sound on my phone so that I can actually hear when he does something. Twitch did send an email to streamers last Wednesday. I wasn't impressed with it, but I'll browse through and see, just kind of to grab a few quotes from it. They said the email was titled Music-Related Copyright Claims and Twitch. Creators, we hear you. Your frustration and confusion with recent music-related copyright issues is completely justified. Things can and should be better for creators than they have been recently, and this post outlines our next steps to get there. So it's like, hey, Twitch is going to do things. Demon Dragon, people are getting flagged for their old clips. Like, it's not that, oh, yeah, he streamed with music again, so he was taken out. No, it's everyone's old clips that are up there. If someone has 20 old clips, then it's going to happen. And even then, that's not a guarantee because of what's getting flagged. And I'll get to that in a second. So Twitch starts off this, hey, we're going to make things better. We're going to be more transparent. And they shared first off why we're getting this DMCA apocalypse. They said that until May of this year, streamers received fewer than 50 music-related DMCA notifications each year. Beginning in May, however, representatives for the major record labels started sending thousands of DMCA notifications each week that targeted creators' archives, mostly for snippets of tracks in years-old clips. We continue to receive large batches of notifications, and we don't expect that to slow down. So there's been rumbles in the water about this is going to be a thing, this is going to be a problem. But apparently, their solution between May and this starting to happen and a month ago is just to do absolutely nothing and then tell people to delete all of their clips. I'm not disappointed. I'm mad at how they've handled it because there's so much that they could have been doing. With YouTube, when there's DMCA stuff, usually it's, hey, that's our music. We get your ad revenue now. And what Twitch potentially could have done was be to work something out like that. If it's on an old clip, then any ad revenue would go to the rights holder. While informing the person that, hey, this has been claimed on this clip. YouTube has a really granular way of doing that. I can see what video has been claimed. I'm told what song it thinks it's been found, what point in the video it's been found, and then I can listen through and I say, yeah, that's true, that's fine, okay, I can't monetize that. I don't know, some record company gets the revenue from that, that's fine. Or depending on the agreements, it can't be watched in certain countries, or just it's taken down altogether. On YouTube, I've had a fair amount of things get claimed, but I've never had an actual copyright strike against me because YouTube works with the recording industry to make things where creators can still create stuff. Twitch isn't doing any of that. It's that, oh, you have a strike, done. There's no chance to say, oh, well, here's what's being claimed. There's no recourse for countering a claim. Now, they did now come out with a way to counterclaim and say, no, that's actually something that I have licensed. I have licensed that music. I have paid for the license for that music. Or, no, you are claiming that incorrectly. Because let me list a few ways that things have been claimed incorrectly. People are getting flagged for in-game music. Now, if it's something like if you're playing Rock Band, then yeah, some of that music may not be cleared for streaming rights. Some video games, their soundtracks aren't cleared for streaming rights. I remember that Alan Wake was taken down from the Steam store because its music was only cleared to be sold in the game for so long. Calling Dave. Hello.
Hello, hello.
How you doing, sir?
I am wonderful. How about you?
Doing well. We're gonna stick with just audio only today.
I mean, you can look at the black trash bag background I have, but are you? Would you like that?
I'm totally fine either way. Right now we're audio only, and I've been talking about how awful Twitch has been with DMCA.
Which, my God, did you manage, Boder, to catch any of
GlitchCon?
GlitchCon?
Yeah, I was gonna get to GlitchCon. Haven't gotten there yet. I'm just kind of working my way through the email that they sent creators on Wednesday that started off saying, we're going to do things, we're going to make it better, and whatever. But then the rest of the email actually ended up just being like, hey, creators, you shouldn't have copyrighted music in your streams. Here's how to educate yourself about what copyrighted music means so that you don't get strikes for it. I said all of these claims have been coming in since May, and it was only in October that they were like, well, here's your mass delete button, and we're not going to do anything else. They had like half a year to do something, and they didn't. As I said, I'm not disappointed, I'm mad. So
Which
people,
strikes me
uh,
that they should say something like that, Boater, especially when PlayStation put a game called Rocksmith, which is literally all licensed music on
yeah,
sale, and targeted me to play it, which of course I bought, because I mean, if they have the Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme and I can play it on bass guitar,
why
why
wouldn't
wouldn't
you?
I?
Yeah. And so like there's that, and then even like let's say if you play the 13 remaster, if it uses incidental music that may not be cleared for streaming. But that's not even a lot of what's happening. People are getting flagged for in-game music. Let's say they're playing Zelda Breath of the Wild. The Zelda Breath of the Wild soundtrack has been cleared for streaming. But if somebody remixes the music and copyrights their remix of the music, and then your gameplay gets incorrectly flagged as the remix of the music, that's a copyright strike.
Wah, wah.
Also, people are getting flagged for in-game sound effects. They've seen like wind gust noise 7 out of whatever sound effects pack is getting copyright claimed.
Please tell me Wilhelm Scream has been copyrighted. That would be...
I feel like the Wilhelm scream is in public domain by now, but I could be wrong.
I would really like someone to lose funding because of that.
I mean, just ultimately, Twitch needs to shell out money for music licensing. YouTube does it. YouTube has Google behind it. They do it. Twitch says, oh, well, it's just edge cases. It's not as many of our streamers. Obviously, it's a huge deal. It's enough streamers that all Twitch news is being... it just comes back to DMCA. For optics, they need to get on music licensing. And Twitch is owned by Amazon. They have money. They've made way too much money during this pandemic for them to just be like, oh, we don't have the funds for it to do any music licensing, whatever. They're just like, hey, here's a library of pre-approved music, or you can use a library like NCS or whatever, and all of those libraries are electronica. That doesn't work for everybody. They need to have some sort of agreement where if I play Phantom of the Opera, and it's recognized, then the recording company gets, some cut of that part of the stream.
I'd be interested to see, by the way, as of January 1st, speaking of Amazon and its money and its music licenses that it owns, it's taking down Twitch Sings, and they acknowledged that they were going to do, quote, something.
Yeah.
And,
they took down Twitch Sings,
takedowns.
which was like a lot of
it's still
music-based.
open, it's still on, but a lot of streamers, because of the DMCA takedowns and knowing that it's not going to be there, are moving away from it now so that they're not making their money off of it.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do with those licenses when the time comes and that's dead.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have much else to say about DMCA. You mentioned GlitchCon, and I don't know if you had anything about that, but DMCA first, I guess. Did you have anything else to add about that?
Demon Dragon, Bezos needs more mansions.
Yeah, this sounds like the guy in Russia that was trying to copyright the SCP wiki. It would be like...
That's hysterical.
Yeah, that was a thing. That's not exactly 100% analogous, but it's pretty close. It would be like, okay, so like Wikipedia is free to be able to cite and use whatever. If somebody plagiarized Wikipedia in a book and then copyrighted the book, and then you quote Wikipedia and it says, hey, you stole that from this book.
Fair.
Yeah, that's more or less what's going on with some of these things that are getting claimed.
By the way, for those of you kids out there that have never had to write a paper, you can use Wikipedia. You just have to source the GD material so that your professor doesn't have to dock you points for it. It's very simple, and the smart wikis and the good wiki writers put the references that they are generalizing or broad stroking in the notes at the bottom.
Yep.
Use them.
So yeah, GlitchCon was what, Saturday?
Indeed, Saturday and Sunday.
And GlitchCon was Like, from what I hear, it was fine. It was a little awkward, whatever. It's gonna be. But, the specter over everyone's head was DMCA. And they said during the keynote, hey, we understand that this is an issue, and we're working on it. Oh, by the way, question and answer is going to be canceled. We're not going to do that. No reason.
And certainly not related to. So were you able, Boater, to catch any of GlitchCon this weekend?
I wasn't. Were you?
I watched a ton of it.
Okay.
First of all, being that the store here in the Wilton Mall is up and running, and people should definitely come check it out.
I was telling people about it, how excited I was to see the retail space. It's so cool. I was saying that I kind of wish I'd gone through with a camera so I could have used that to fill time while I was waiting for you.
It was a lot of work. But Tom, Johnny, Dan, and Mike got it cranked out and got the store open for us to be open and doing that. And now the miracle is happening for the streaming end, and we're so close. I can almost taste the dust on the marble floor from when we're streaming out of here.
I cannot wait. It seemed like it was pretty close to us being able to be there today. It's so close I can taste it.
I'm also not naming names, but some particular marshals of particular flame also need to approve said space usage. And nothing says, hey, you used a space illegally, like broadcasting out of a space and then being able to check the footage.
Yeah, that's fair.
So as soon as we're able to, you will definitely be hearing and seeing at least my chins live here. But so GlitchCon, I had it up on some of the TVs in the store, and I participated in some of the discussions and things like that. My biggest and most high point for me personally was I always love how Twitch goes out of their way to do the showiest Demon Dragon with oof. Yeah. There's certain red tape you don't want to run through because that certain red tape is not a finish line at the end of a marathon. But I was really excited because they always do Twitch itself does a very good job of being very showy about their announcements of new partners. They make it clear to the people that are applicants that this is an eventuality for the people that they are bringing on. But this year, especially at GlitchCon, at random intervals during the presentations and during all the fun, they would show two streamers and they would shout them out and they would say, hey, this is... one of them was like... And I feel very bad, but I didn't actually follow any of them because none of their content necessarily spoke to me. But they showed these people during these bigger presentations that had more viewers than they typically did. And I don't know why I'm wearing a mask either because there's no one within 20 feet of me, but force of habit, damn it. Because I'm like breathing
Dave,
in
if
and
I get
sucking in
really
the mask,
close
and I'm like,
to
what is going on?
If I get really close to the mic, does it justify you wearing the mask?
What's that?
I said, if I get really close to the mic, does it justify you wearing the mask?
I mean, no, but I will say on a tangential note, disposable masks, they smell bad, they look bad, and now I can fervently tell everyone out there they also taste bad.
Yum.
One of my students did a Mortal Kombat style get over here, and Hook did like the Mick Foley for those of you who watch wrestling, more like rigor mortis. I'm so glad you asked why I ate the mask so that I could actually go into this, because otherwise it's just Dave bitching about it. He did like the mandible claw. If you've never watched wrestling, Google Mick Foley mandible claw, and he managed to grab my face at the jaw and get his fingers in my mouth. And then he ripped the mask and some more PPE off of my person. It's been good times at the OK Corral.
Yeah, I bet.
But I can now firmly tell you, as I pick cotton strands out of my mouth, that the replaceable masks do not taste good. But back to the overarching point. My God, it's like a Dave stand-up special.
Oh my God, right?
They've done really good ways of announcing and giving people new partners. And I really like that Twitch does it a lot during these big these big events where more people are watching and things like that, to help elevate these streamers and these performers and these presenters, and giving part of Twitch's own platform to them, as well as symbolically as well as fiscally. So good on them for that, and for sharing it, and for giving these many streamers time to say their name, mention what they're doing, and to get a shout out on such a large sized platform. This year's theme of GlitchCon, Boater, was a lot of fun, partially because when you call anything glitchy, anytime they had technical difficulties, they were very able and easy to just wave it away and go, haha, GlitchCon. And then they just had a gold Kappa emote fly across the screen and go like, weak sauce. And then it was fun.
So that sounds like it could be fun, but it also sounds like it could get as tedious as when I went to SUNY Institute of Technology and people would be like, hey, this isn't working. SUNY Institute of No Technology, am I right? Which is funny the first couple of times. Yep. And then like, shut up.
Fortunately, many of the streamers that they chose to partner up for GlitchCon, and I mean from top to bottom, were all very good at improv and at carrying these moments. So some of them were definitely told like, all right, and you're out. And then a minute later, someone like intern was like waving their arms and they're like, you're live. Like, there was one hilarious moment where the president of Twitch, actually, excuse me, what is his title? Let me look up, because it was Emmett Shear, the CEO of Twitch. Excuse me. Okay. He did a speech at the beginning. I will say, between the two big CEO speeches that I have listened to in person, between Emmett Shear and that blood-sucking bastard at the top of Blizzard, excuse my my impartiality, but he at least chose not to address the issue head on, and instead talked about the enormity of the event instead of turning it into a joke and an insincere apology. Because if I'm going to have my politician politic, I would rather them politic instead of, be an enormous shithead and remind that they're an enormous shithead. However, that aside, Emmett Shear then walked from his set onto his set with two other broadcasters, and you could see that moment where some person off camera went, oh crap, there's three of them and they're all within 6 feet, and you didn't hear anything, but you saw the two broadcasters that were on a set piece very clearly dig quickly into their pockets and pull out masks and put them on, and then Emmett just as quickly stopped and took 3 steps back. So bravo for Twitch for quickly and easily wrangling a moment that would have indefinitely been all over the internet, especially because they are in California, broadcasting very clear and very strong rules and regulations on same.
Yeah. Although, here in New York, the governor has said no private gatherings more than 10 people. The Madison County Sheriff was like, yeah, we're not going to enforce that. We're not going to count cars or anything. You just be responsible out there. I'm like, how fucking stupid.
Now, Boater, people are free to choose what they want, even if it's a size medium coffin.
Yeah, but it's when they choose for others around them. That's the whole point of this year.
It is.
Anyway, sorry.
But GlitchCon, between the two big corporations that have had big presentations during the middle of, and for us it's a controversy because we are broadcasters and we do have DMCA takedowns of our streams and things like that in our past broadcasts. So, we'll say controversy and we're making it sound, blowing it up. But to be honest, to the layman, it doesn't affect anybody else. Like, if you're a small-time streamer and you don't put on music, you don't have an hour and a half broadcast, and it doesn't bother you. And
yeah, so, but again, most of the news around Twitch, like, it seemed like GlitchCon was the bread and circuses of, hey, it distracts people with this. And And I do feel bad for the people that ran GlitchCon because they had been working for months on it. It was a really hard time to put an event like this together, and they did a great job, but of course it was tainted with DMCA. Another person that works at Twitch with partnerships, who goes by the handle Pluto, recently, I think yesterday, maybe the day before, tweeted a thread saying, in part, "I'm just feeling so burned out lately. While all the negativity and criticisms on the timeline are directed at Twitch, it's really hard sometimes to not let it personally affect me. And it especially hurts when some cool stuff that we work really fucking hard on isn't allowed to be celebrated even a little, and it's just turned back into negativity. Is crushing." And so, like, it's cool what was done with GlitchCon, and it's cool generally. A lot of things that Twitch is doing is great, but their handling of the DMCA apocalypse has just been this enormous sword held over the heads of the company and the community, and there is no escaping that right now.
I always love that everybody seems to forget that on the internet especially, criticism gets more attention, and so everybody's going to be typically, in my experience, more negative than they would be if they had to in person represent or defend their remarks. So it's unfortunate that those people who worked on GlitchCon did not necessarily get to celebrate their accomplishment in taking what was a previously scheduled convention in person and taking all of those events and boiling them down to what they can legally do and what they can't do. My hat's off to all of the technical and broadcasting staff.
Absolutely,
on that part. I had, for my money, for my bits cheered and my subs given out, I had a great time.
Yeah, no, agreed, and
so
that it
many
was a
people
great
did.
thing. And I think a lot of people did end up having a good time and enjoying it, but it was still, at the very least, the elephant in the room. Which is unfortunate. It is unfortunate timing that this is when everything kind of came together. So,
you know what, Boater? Speaking of elephants in rooms,
Yes.
Insane Games TV is right now at 618 followers, and if you're watching here on the Nerd Glasses, you could be 619 and 620 if you would just hit that heart button, and may I suggest you ring that bell so that you get notified every time we go live here on this network.
multiple times a day, multiple days a week, we're trying to bring a ton of cool content all week long. So check it out.
Well, like Rick Menard's, I could, but I'm already one of you, one of us, one of us.
Okay, so Dave, that was me talking about Twitch bans. Oh, Twitch, which started off with a ban. Moxie got banned, was a permaban, got reversed because it was DMCA related and whatever. Anyway, so that was Twitch ban and a whole bunch of Twitch news. Dave, what games are coming out in the next 7 days?
Well, from the 17th to the 24th, I'm looking on my crystal ball, and by that I mean Wikipedia,
Yep.
and I see many, many titles from many, many consoles, notwithstanding that the Xbox Series X is going to be getting the Halo Master Chief Collection.
Nice.
Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate is coming to Windows, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series X. If you haven't seen advertisements for that game, highly recommend you check it out. If you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, you are looking at, get this addition to the characters. Not just your typical Barakas, Cassie Cage, Devora, Aaron Blacks, but the addition of pop culture characters such as Spawn, the Joker, Shang Tsung from the Mortal Kombat movies and voiced by the original actor. But in a more interesting twist, you are also getting RoboCop, the Terminator, and the line mumbler himself, John Rambo. And all of those characters will be interacting with each other in a battle to the death. Oh, someone already banned the spam bot. I like reading it out and making fun of it.
Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers!
I love talking to those bots and then asking them to follow. If you're a fan of the Sniper Elite franchise and you own a Nintendo Switch, you're in luck. A pretty well-developed title of Sniper Elite 4 will be coming your way for a handheld.
Wait. Actually, because I was banning the thing, you said that Spawn is going to be in the Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
Okay, so he was also in a Soul Calibur at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We just need him to keep getting into more and more of those fighting game franchises.
I mean, let's be honest. Just try to stop the man.
Okay, Sniper Elite, you said?
Sniper Elite 4 for the Nintendo Switch, a pretty fun title.
Nice.
I will admit, if you like to shoot Hitler in the testicles, that's the game for you.
Sign me up.
Bubble Bobble 4, The Baron is Back, a classic re-release of the 1986 platform arcade game, will be coming on the PlayStation 4 on the 19th. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate will only be releasing 2 days later for you friends on the Google Stadia. If you have a Google Stadia, don't be too afraid to admit that you got one. We would love to pick your brain. I mean, you don't have one because you have a Stadia, but, we'd love to hear from you. I'm sorry, but there's too large amount of money I will give Google for things, but for video games that they can turn around and say that I don't actually own, I will not do.
But you have an Ouya!
Excuse me, I was given an Ouya. I did not buy that Ouya. Vladdy.
Well, what if somebody has a Stadia that was given to them?
Boder, Vladdy just sent me a video. If I text it to you, can you potentially get it on the stream for today?
Possibly. It's better if you message it to me, where I can grab it from my computer.
Okay, I am going to save it to my, because this is good because it hits on one of the topics later in the program where we'll be talking about the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. And this is good stuff, and it is, of course, of the bitter variety. And
he was
again,
gifted an Ouya, I can confirm.
I'm not gonna lie, when Vladdy did show me the Ouya, I was quite impressed. I did like it. But once again, my Ouya that I have in my closet was gifted to me by somebody else. Vladdy, he paid for it. Full price. So, I am super excited, and this will bring around our video game releases. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is coming to the Nintendo Switch this Friday. Now, I have made the mistake of saying on my streams, by the way, the next Legend of Zelda game, and everyone's gotten really excited, and then I realized that no one else is as hype as for Dynasty Warriors-esque games as I am. I am deeply, now everyone swear to secrecy on this, I am deeply considering calling off of work this Friday just so that I can play this game for as long as possible. Yeah, I know. And by that, I mean, if I call off of work, I'll likely be here in the store bothering Dan and trying to be helpful and then dropping things on Dan's feet. It'll be the best time ever.
Nice.
But if you're ever curious, if you ever played Breath of the Wild, this game is going to in-depth, and sorry, my hype for this, in-depth explore the errata that they did at the beginning of the game, where they were like, yeah, there was this big calamity and this big fight, and you got knocked unconscious, and now you're here. Like, that's 4 sentences, and it seems like I want more, and more, please. And I'm finally going to get that and more. You will be fighting alongside and fighting as Link, Princess Zelda, and the 4 great champions, Durak, Mifa, Rivali, and Urbosa, and the Sheikah warrior Impa as well.
Okay.
I am super excited to be getting to play on this perspective and things like that. Demon Dragon Hyrule Warriors and Annoying Dan sounds like an awesome day. That's usually my Tuesdays and Wednesdays, by the way.
Yeah.
On the same point, on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One this Friday, Katamari Damacy Reroll.
Nice.
I will give a shout out, if no one minds, to my friends and family at Geek for All on YouTube. They actually just did a complete playthrough on their channel of Katamari Damacy Reroll.
Very cool.
It's a lot of fun. Definitely go check it out, and you can definitely learn some of the corners that they got stuck on. The last 2 that I will cover, and it's very interesting that these ones are getting released in the style that they are. For you PCers, World of Warcraft Shadowlands is finally here, and it's upon you on the 23rd. Of course, people that are going to play that already have it pre-ordered, and it's pre-installed if they can, for as much as they can.
Uh-huh.
But a franchise that is still kicking, which is surprising, Just Dance 2021 coming out for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X on the 24th.
Just Dance, you say?
Yes, and I'm very interested to see how that works, considering that there is no camera apparatuses for those two systems.
Because Just Dance basically ran off of Kinect and the iToy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Interesting.
The sad announcement about that game, by the way, is this is the first main series Just Dance title that will not be released on the Wii. That's right, everyone. Take off your hats and bow your heads. The Wii is getting shafted on Just Dance 2021, and it shall not stand. Are you telling me that Stadia is getting this game and we can't get a damn Wii port?
Dave, how old is the Wii again?
I don't want to talk about it, all right? Just because the Wii is now old enough to... Hang on.
Everyone's about to hear a Adobe After Effects chime, so give it just a second, Dave. Okay, go ahead.
North America in 2006, and it's now 2020. So just because it's almost old enough to buy smokes and get drafted does not mean it can't have Just Dance, damn it. So as an answer to both of our questions, Boater, a cursory glance here on Google. As with previous installments of the franchise, players often must mimic the on-screen dancer's choreography to the chosen song using either motion controllers, which both of the systems technically have enabled in one way or another, or the game's associated smartphone app, which, as we know, smartphones do have a tilt sensor.
Yeah, they'll have accelerometers and stuff too, yeah.
So, very interested for that. If anyone wants to donate so that you can see Dave and Boater dancing to Lizzo's Juice, definitely hit that link down below. Anticlaus Prime, what is Stadia? Auntie, I'm so glad over there in Germany you don't have to deal with this insanity.
The short version of Stadia, because we do have a few more things to get to, the short version of Stadia is that it is a Google-made console where you don't own the games. When you buy a game, you are streaming it from the cloud. It's not running off of local hardware. It runs it on a Google server and then streams you the video back.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's Ouya, which also does the same thing, actually.
Well, it did the same thing, Boater, but just like the Stadia will be, I'm going to look into my crystal ball. It's going to be a dead console collecting dust in Dave's shelf in a couple months.
Yeah, it'll be in the Google graveyard. It'll get there. Any other notable releases in the next week?
That is actually all of the releases up until next Tuesday, when we will see you here live on Insane Games TV, and hopefully, God willing, if we're able to bribe Tom enough to do all the work, to be here in the studio.
Well, Dave, a couple weeks ago, one of those that you had mentioned coming out was the remake of 13,
Yes.
which I was kind of excited about. I have good memories of playing 13. I really love the super unique art style. It was cel-shaded before cel-shaded kind of settled into what it is now. It was a very flat 2D looking, it looked like a comic book kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the remake came out, and it's bad. Dave, it's bad. Like,
Is it?
First off, from an art style, it doesn't look close. Like, it'd be one thing if they took it and, like, upscaled it and up-resed it so that it still had that flat comic book look. No, it looks like they took a regular game with bright colors and then added a cel shade filter to it. It doesn't look like it was built like that from the ground up. I mean, it still has, like, the pop-in comic panels and stuff, but it just doesn't have the same soul in the visuals. So that is, like, a big thing that just, it doesn't feel like it's trying to pay proper homage to the original. Like, the look of the original wasn't because of graphical limitations, like, let's say, Final Fantasy VII. It's because that's the look they were going for, and this one just kind of poops all over that. That said, if you could get over that, if you could say, well, okay, that's fine, this one has a different style of cell shaded, it's fine. I bet I can still play it like this and not have it be really buggy with screen tearing and slight pauses each time that I fire and audio that doesn't match up with the original recorded game audio. And no, you would be absolutely wrong. The game sucks.
Oh no.
It is so full of bugs. And like, keep in mind, this remake was originally announced in April of 2019 for release in November of 2019. It saw some delays. So when the publishers came out with a letter saying, hey, we're sorry that it's so bad. The pandemic has impacted the game's production on many levels. They're trying to blame it on COVID. Like, no.
I mean, although, let's be honest, that's probably very true, because video games are nothing if not a large team effort, and when you can't actually have these people, although sitting in front of computers, but
hold on while I switch to a shot that just shows me sitting at a computer. Thank you, everybody.
Wait, Boder, do you want to switch over to me really quick? Because I'll do this.
Yeah. Sure. Hold on. Let me. Hold on. Where's Skype? Okay. Cool. Yay. Anyway. Hi, everybody. It's Dave and Boder.
So. Yeah, Boder, do you know how bad that game was, rated-wise?
Oh, I'm going to guess 3 point something on what not Rotten Tomatoes. What's the video game one that, like, Metacritic or something?
I didn't look at that. You know your game's doing shite when GameStop unlists your game from sale. It's gone. It is literally gone. Wow. I was in the store on Friday, and I typed in 13, and I was like, oh, it says they don't have any copies. Let me go see if they have any in person. And I went over to the counter, and I was like, by the way, do you have any copies of 13? And I saw the girl type in XIII, the Roman numerals, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
And nothing came up. And then she typed in the words 13 remaster, and nothing came up.
Wow.
That game was that quickly toxic that GameStop was like, we have enough of our own dumpster fires. Let's not.
So yeah, like it's unplayable basically. It has local split screen multiplayer, but when it gets that slight hitch and pause every time that you fire a gun, it's unplayable. We want to assure you that PlayMagic is working hard to solve all the game's issues. With live monitoring and multiple patches in the upcoming days and weeks, we hope to reach the quality level that we all expect for the optimum gaming experience. In other words, how it should have shipped.
And you know
what?
Like,
delays happen, and I understand that, and it should eventually get released because it's a smaller publisher, it's a smaller developer, money has been sunk into it, they need to get a return on it. I understand that from a business standpoint. They could bury it in a dump in the desert. Been done before. That is slightly different because that was produced and then nobody bought it and you had physical waste.
Well, I mean, and by the way, you can fact check me on this. They made more copies than they had systems to play the copies. I don't know why they thought people would like buy one to put on their shelf to be like, it's our home copy of E.T.
I've never bought multiple copies of any sort of media before.
You know what, Boder? Hang on as I think about all of my copies of Overwatch I own. I have 2 for the Xbox One. I have 1 for the PS4. I did get one of my copies for free, though, for the PC. Thank you very much, Boston Uprising, for giving it to me. Huh? Your team's still shit, and I'm not rooting for you, but thanks for the copy.
Yeah, so they're gonna try to patch it so that like. They're working on, we'll have free updates with skins and weapons and maps and stuff like that. And it's like, eventually the game will probably get playable. But I think my original point of it doesn't like there's a way to remaster the original that keeps the soul of the original, and like it's simply I don't think that they did that.
You know, when you walk into a party and the first thing you say out loud is, "Anyone else see that massive shit on the carpet that I did?" No. People tend not to forget that. No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky put a lot of effort into counteracting that, and I think at this point they've kind of come out the other end of that shit tunnel.
Oh, they definitely have, because I'll tell
but
you.
But it was an uphill struggle.
But it's good. But I'm not playing it. But it's good. I didn't buy 13 because there were no physical copies, and I'm not buying it digitally. I want a physical copy of 13 so that I can prove that it existed. So, Boater, when they say they've made those fixes and things like that, I will go out of my way to get a physical copy, and we will see about that.
I don't see my copy of 13 over here. At one point I lost, I mean, obviously the original. At one point I lost some of my original Xbox games. I don't know what happened to them. And it looks like 13 was one of them. That's disappointing. I may just have to drop $3 to buy it on Steam.
It's money well spent. By the way,
I mean, it's also like it's not a title that's backwards compatible playing on the Xbox One, so like I'll just get it on Steam. It's an easier way to play.
As much as we're pooping on the remaster, the original's great, and you should buy it.
Yeah,
It's
like instead of the
$3.
remaster, just get the original.
So, I know we started. Well, I unfortunately was late to the party, and we had some technical snafuage. But I did want to make sure to drop these links for everyone. If you are one of the many that did not yet get your hands on a next-gen console, I made sure to scour the internet for these power links that link you. By opening that one link, it opens you tabs, or you can tab open to multiple stores.
Ooh.
And things like that, because me want a PS5. Me not get a PS5, but me want you one.
I mean, me want the Xbox Series X, but not necessarily immediately. But, you know. That's cool.
Coder, can you show that clip? That
Sure,
Vlad
yeah.
sent?
You sent me a clip. Let me switch to... do I have a thing here for full screen? I don't think I do anymore. So let me just... Dave, I'm just going to replace your face with the clip.
I would love that.
Look at my new Xbox Series S I'm playing with that you can't play on because you didn't get one. Ooh, ooh. Oh, wait, I have a second controller right here. Oh, that's right, you can't play it. You shot me out of the airlock in Among Us. How does it feel? How does it feel? Ah!
Vladdy is salty and will get his revenge.
So yeah, as we now all know, Vladdy has a Series S that none of us are allowed to
Congratulations,
play,
Vladdy, on the Series S!
because all of you are just as guilty as I am in shoving that man out the airlock.
What? No, I'm guilty for eject Vladdy. I'm innocent.
When I'm not gonna lie, I said to John, here's the notes that I gave John to make that. If you ever need John to help in a bit, he's your guy. Could you send me a little video of you teasing the fact that you have a Series S and so many don't? And then he sent me that. I love it.
Would eject him again for the next new console. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so like I think we know a few people that have gotten Xboxes. Auntie, did you get a Series X? I feel like
Auntie got a PS5.
Oh, okay.
But what I can tell you about Auntie's PS5 is I will ask you, Auntie, how's that copy of Dark Souls you're holding in your hands right now doing you? because overseas, as much as we in the U.S. piss and moan about how things we don't like, Auntie literally got
Hold on.
sent his games.
Are we
before
doing the thing where
system.
we're holding our microphone in our hands? Because mine is prettier.
Yours may have fancy dancy lights. This is a microphone that has been working since 2016 in multiple stores and held up multiple programs.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
proud of
Yours has done a lot.
You were the best birthday
listen to
present I ever bought myself.
Don't listen to him. You're doing great, sweetie.
All right, now that we've traumatized our audience,
I am so excited though for that a lot of our audience did. I have tomorrow and Thursday off, so if Amazon does not screw it up, Auntie, are you going to be streaming your PS5, or are you saving the greatness for yourself for at least a start?
Is that what happened? It is. Yay! I have game. No have console yet.
Yep. Outside of the U.S., folks got their games, did not get their systems yet.
Oof.
I will say, for some good schadenfreude, Vladdy was texting me all weekend that he was waiting for his Series S to arrive to his house, and it said that it was en route on Saturday, and then it didn't come.
Demon's Souls release date was the 12th. The PS5 release date was the 19th. Wow.
Oh yeah, super good.
No, Dave. PS5. Now, Ouya. I don't know why you're getting so confused about this.
I just wanted the Ouya to work.
So Dave, I have a question. Things
Indeed.
look really colorful behind you. Are you able to tell us at all about where you are? Or are we going to leave it at like, ooh?
No, I am broadcasting from an undisclosed and certainly not non-open location. I'm at the old store, of course, and nowhere else, because that's where we're legally allowed to be standing around and not doing construction work.
Awesome. Well, I love some of the lighting still up in the old store as we're still moving things out.
Well, you know, we work.
Boater, that's the LSD kicking. Oh, I should have known. My bad.
So, by the way, the second you said that, I got a very mean mug from Dan. So, thank you, everyone, for helping me further annoy Dan this day.
Aha, I'm happy to have helped.
I literally cannot wait to share this space with you guys, because it has been months of work and designing and a lot of awkwardly lifting things and picking them up and putting them down and painting them and then putting them back up.
I would say a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, except for the whole transmission by fluid thing, but a lot of effort.
Yeah. I am super duper hyped for the release of the new streaming spaces and things like that.
I'm sorry, Dave. How hyped?
What can I dramatically do?
I just wanted to hear you say superdy duperdy again.
Oh, well, I will gladly say, superdy duperdy skiddly-opity, excited boater.
Thank you.
But again, this all bears in mind the fact that, and before I go on any further, Boater, thank you so much, and Vladdy, for doing Nerd Glasses last week while I was doing things here in the store. It makes me really happy that we have so many friends and family that can sit in the co-broadcaster's chair in lieu of each of us to help this program to continue, and that you folks are so ardent in support of it that you're willing to take of your times, because I know more like Rigor Mortis and Joe from Geek for All have also subbed in for our seats in previous times. So thank you guys for the community for supporting and watching, but also being willing to go to bat for us and do these programs. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. So thank you for last week.
Dave, did you have anything else? Because I know that you joined us a bit late. I want to make sure that we get time to kind of go over topics that we had.
So on the topic of releasing new consoles, and this will be my my last point, because a lot of the rest of these can be tabled until next week. They are not necessarily time sensitive. So Sony and Microsoft have officially released that they have sold very well. And that's all that they're giving us.
Wonderful.
Nintendo, however, looked straight at the camera and went, well, I don't know what else bitching about. In October, the Switch sold 738,000 units in the U.S. alone. Don't know what's so hard about people telling numbers. So good on you, Nintendo, for once again doing exactly what happened in the last two console generation battles. Microsoft and Sony are standing across each other going, meh, meh. And Nintendo's literally standing there going, I mean, we're not doing as well, but we're doing good.
Yeah. Excuse me. I have facts and numbers over here. Does anybody want facts and numbers? No, this is America. We hate facts and numbers.
Yeah. Anyway, any other U.S. sales? Anyone else want to do some U.S. sales talking? Like specific numbers? No? Just us? Okay.
Because Nintendo never had issues with supply and demand.
Oh, no. The thing, though, in the onus on Nintendo is that they own up to it. Mm-hmm. And they flat out go, it's a limited time release. Like,
God.
They're such bastards about it, but...
Yeah.
So, Boater, now that the nerd glasses... You know what, though? It really sucks that I got this new set piece, and I'm going to grab it really quick. But, Boater,
do you mean over in the new... Sure. While you run over to the new location from the old location...
After this is going to be the Citadel, where, once again, because I am home, I'm taking the opportunity to play the single-player campaign of Star Wars Squadrons. I figure while I do it from here, we're going to keep working on that, because that's something that I cannot do in the studio spaces, old or new.
So, thank you very much. I ran to the new studio to show off the fact that I got some new set pieces for Nerd Glasses the weekend, Wednesday, and Sunday, but games that you have seen myself and others streaming on the network.
Nice.
And I am
Man, the Skype's auto blur thing does not want to right now.
I mean, it's censoring the wetness. But unfortunately, Boater, as the program ends, it means that we'll just have to table Death Stranding.
Oh, that's a shame.
Until next week. But, thanks so much,
That's
Sam,
amazing,
for coming
though. I love
out.
it.
We'll definitely talk to you in the future at some point, maybe.
We have a prop for that bit. We're bringing it back hard. All right, Dave. I didn't get the chance to open with a joke, so I'm going to close with a joke. You will boo. We will say thank you, and the stream will go offline, at which point it will then be about 2 minutes while I get things set up for the Citadel. Are you ready, Dave?
Yes.
So this upcoming, so next week is Thanksgiving here in the United States. Usually it's get together, eat a lot, whatever. Sonic the Hedgehog is not, however, planning on eating on the day of Thanksgiving. Do you know why? He was told he's got to go fast.
I really thought that was going to be a chili dog joke, so thank you, Boater.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been the Nerd Glasses Podcast. I've been Boater.
I've been Dave Mann.
And we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.